is going to turn into a forest with 4 different parts, and they're going to have different varieties of plantations over there focused on native trees.
You can see that this land is slightly sloped. Okay, so we have to ensure that during the rains the soil doesn't get washed out.
Prince Chaudhary reporting for Pune Times Mirror. We are live and exclusive just near the NIBM road, and we are at a patch of land which is 25 acres. This is a degraded part of the land where 97 volunteers from NIBM and neighboring communities together to restore these 25 acres of degraded forest land into Pune's largest community forest land, and which is also known as the Oxygen Park. So the construction of 2 rainwater recharge ponds are currently underway at the site that will harvest monsoon waters, recharge the groundwater, and provide year-round irrigation for the plantation. This site, where these community workers are working hard, is actually divided into 4 native planting zones, each carefully at the land's natural topography and water availability. So this is rooted in ecological science. This is a part of land which was in a kind of a dispute for a very long time until the forest department acquired it, and teaming up with these 97 volunteers, NIBM and neighboring communities, they formed the idea to create a forest here. So 20,000 trees are going to be planted here over the next couple of years. And now the monsoons are right around the corner. So what's going to happen is this is the right time to plant the saplings and turn this barren land into a lush green urban forest. 97 people have been working around the clock and they're still at it. And the 2 ponds will help in providing water the year round. So this is Prince Chaudhary now reporting from this urban forest, which is also known as the Oxygen Park, right next to NIBM, and with camera person Swapnil. We also will be talking to some of the residents and those volunteers who have now come together to highlight this issue and tell us what this whole project is about. So right now we are at the Oxygen Park, which is right next to the National Institute of Banking Management. We are going to be talking to the volunteer group, the NIBM volunteer group, forest volunteer group, who will tell us how this Oxygen Park is going to be developed over several phases. And right now we are talking about 2.5 acres,
Yes,
right?
that's the first
So
phase.
2.5 acres. So let's find out what's going to happen here.
So what we understand with our engagement with the forest department is 2.5 acres around here is going to turn into a forest with 4 different parts, and they're going to have different varieties of plantations over there focused on native trees. And we are here to make sure that they keep the pace. Every time something slacks, we encourage them. Sometimes when we need help, the forest department also helps us. So we want to focus on water recharge so that this place becomes self-sufficient with less dependence on tankers. That's one of our goals among so many.
So they're here to keep the pace going. Okay, let's talk to someone else, sir. Tell us.
Hi, my name is Kiran. We are part of the NIBM Forest Volunteer Group, and the intention is, if all of us come here together with our ideas, it will make this place better, richer. I want to see 5,000 trees grown and live in this area for centuries. That's the legacy that we want to keep. All of us here are involving ourselves, no politics. It's purely to plant the trees, ensure that the tree stays for the next 3 years. We nurture them, working with the forest department to ensure that this really becomes an oxygen park for centuries, and everybody here will be developed and they'll basically use this and not go to the hospitals. That's the intent.
Hi, my name is Shweta Solapurkar. I am from NIBM Forest Volunteer Group. अभी यहाँ पे जो आप ये मिट्टी देख रहे हो, ये जो मिट्टी है हम लोग यहाँ से जो फॉरेस्ट जेसीबी के द्वारा जो कुछ काम किया गया था उसके थ्रू जो निकाली गई है, तो इसका भी हम लोग रीयूज़ करने वाले हैं फॉर द फेंसिंग और जो भी बनाने हैं यहाँ पे नेचुरल वाटर स्टोरेज के लिए, उसके लिए हम ये मिट्टी का भी यूज़ करने वाले हैं। तो कुछ भी हम लोग वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, ये हमारा मोटो है।
आई एम फ्रॉम ब्रह्मा मैजेस्टिक नेशनल ऑक्सीजन पार्क। इधर जो फॉरेस्ट वालों ने खत डाला है 2-3 टाइम्स, दे आर डूइंग ऑल वेल, एंड इसके लिए वो ज़मीन का क्वालिटी जो कर्स है ना बढ़ रहा है, एंड इट विल हेल्पफुल फॉर ग्रोइंग ट्रीज फास्टर, एंड we also want, like Kiran said, get more than 500 trees we want to grow, and it's very
Fantastic. Ma'am?
I'm also an IBM forest volunteer, and you can see that as everybody shared, that a lot of groundwork is happening. You can see that this land is slightly sloped. Okay, so we have to ensure that during the rains the soil doesn't get washed out. So we are going to create two levels out here to hold the water and ensure that as already mentioned, that it becomes a self-sustaining forest where it is absolutely nature driven. Thank you.
Hi, this is Ruchira Karnam. I am also from volunteer group. I want to share a view that forest is a good idea to give to the back to the society, especially drive communication within and outside the group. I want to plant more trees, nurture them and see them grow basically for more 3 years and 5 years or 5 years. And I would request people to join us to build this forest with the forest department team and also like-minded people. Thank you so much.
Basically, one of the main reasons plants don't survive is one is grazing and second is lack of water. So the plan is that we'll be planting trees which are thorny trees like jungle, jalebi, babul, and they are planted as a mix with other trees so that cattle does not graze on them, as well as lot of hardy local trees. So essentially all of them are local trees. So sesam, bahawa, and neem. So those trees are very water hardy and they can survive without water. Now planting them along with other flowering and fruit trees, they basically grow together, and that's the idea, to grow them together, and they hopefully help each other survive, so that they basically attract birds and local flora and fauna.
So how many type of trees do you think will be planted here?
Close to around, I think at least 20 to 30. The other thing is also availability of the saplings. But we have a list of around 30 plus trees. But then we are based on, and also they have to fit certain criteria, that they have to be 2 feet height. If they're very small, they won't survive. Absolutely. So based on availability, then that's what we'll get. But the plan is to have a mix of shady trees, flowering, and fruit trees. So that's a mix.
Okay. And this is divided into 4 zones, if I understand correctly.
Yes, the 4 zones, maybe Kiran can talk better on that.
So basically we've divided the entire area into 4 zones. The 4 zones are basically how the water is going to be there. So if you see right at the top, when it rains, there'll be maximum amount of water that we'll get. As you go further away, you will see zone number 2, where you will have mid-size. The water is there, but it will not be as the water that is there. Now the 4th zone is the dry zone, as we call, because all the water that is there will be consumed over a period of time. It will not reach to the last level, and hence the plantation of the tree is such that the trees that require minimum amount of water that can survive will be planted in that zone. And the other zone that we're talking of is a biodiversity zone, wherein we want to ensure that there's a lot of I think there are trees, there are bees, there are butterflies, there are native species that want to dwell on that area. So that area is, I would say, for the biodiversity as well. So the zones are divided as per the water that we foresee will be consumed by the soil. Some places where the water will not reach, we'll have to plant it. And that's how we've zoned it. So that there are 4 different zones, and the plants will be done according to the zones, so that we know we'll have to plant and make this survive.
So you just heard the NIBM Forest Volunteer Group. A lot of work to be done. An urban forest is going to come up and be created here. And also this is going to be an oxygen park with so many trees of different type, different species being planted. A lot of oxygen will be generated. It will add to the lungs of this city, like how you have in Southern Command. So that a lot of tree cutting has been done for various projects. This will add, negate that, and it will create a forest, an urban forest, where all the people in this area and all over Pune perhaps will breathe easy. This is Prince Chaudhary signing off for Pune Times Mirror, right next to NIBM at the Oxygen Park with camera person Swapnil.